is called Sports and Tacos Take 2, Episode 1, or something like that.
Something close to that, you know.
All right. We are back for another week of Sports and Tacos. I hope everybody is doing great. We are down here at the Platte River Bar and Grill as usual. And let me tell you what, we are having a great week this time. NFL is starting, and here we go. Hey, guys, don't forget to hit that, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, all those things you got to do while you're, driving down the road and while you're in your Lyft and your Uber. Hey, guys, don't forget, this is for entertainment purposes only. Anything that we say here is of our own volition and nobody else's. So, we'll take it from there. We are going to turn this over to Mr. Spencer Cadigan. We are going to get this rocking and rolling right here, right now. Spencer, take it away.
Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to Sports and Tacos, the greatest sports show on the entire planet Earth. Football season has begun, which to me is the greatest time of year. It's the only thing good about snow and cold to me is football season and Bronco season. And training camp has just begun. Literally, you can take snow and cold and just do away with it other than football. And donuts and breakfast burritos all day on Sundays because carbs don't count when there's a Bronco game. So everybody knows.
Who the hell counts carbs anyway?
Bloody Marys for those that are into Bloody Marys, mimosas. But training camp has begun here in Denver, Colorado. Again, we are live from the Platte River Bar and Grill. I know everybody's excited about football season.
Oh, yes.
Don't get me wrong, baseball season's awesome.
Yeah.
Right now is when the pennant races start heating up, but unfortunately, I don't think our Rockies are going to be any pennant races, at least not from what I saw over the weekend. But it doesn't matter because training camp has begun, and the Denver Broncos are playing relatively meaningful practice football.
You're really calling it meaningful practice football, huh?
I don't know about
you
that,
are
man.
stretching on this one, aren't you?
I'm sorry about that. Sources say, our offense, we keep on dropping balls where it seems like every time we make a catch, even when it's out of bounds, people are screaming and cheering. But you know what? We have a number one. We have a number two. And you know what? Sanders, God bless. God bless Sanders. Emmanuel is actually doing pretty good right now from what they're saying on the,
Is he
sidelines.
walking finally?
He's walking.
Good.
He might be limping, but guess what? He's actually catching the ball.
Well, he can catch the ball. His hands weren't the problem.
I hope. It's all. Yeah, we're gonna find out. I mean, that's gonna be one of our weaknesses. From what I've heard, anyways, like you're saying, the offense, other than the running game, has not really looked that great. And it sounds like, at least this is just the reports coming out of camp, it sounds like Flacco has actually looked good, but most of it's been check down type stuff. Don't get me wrong, it's early. It's only the fifth practice of training camp.
Well, they're getting their offense together.
Yeah,
check down,
they're
check
getting
down,
the
check
offense.
down, check down.
Yeah, so there's a lot of. It's probably what the offense is going to be this year, but at the same time, what's the running back's name? Philip Lindsay has looked awesome, from what I've heard. Every time, at least from what I've heard, the offense starts sputtering, Lindsay breaks something. So hopefully that's going to be what happens in the regular season. And what I've also heard is Flacco has been checking down to Lindsay. When there's nothing there, he checks down to Lindsay, and Lindsay's been taking the ball downfield.
No, that's going to be great for the Broncos, man, for sure. I mean, Flacco checked down the running back like Lindsay right there.
Yep.
Yeah, that is a lot of yards in the waiting when they need it.
And
right
you forgot
there.
about another running back.
Who?
Our boy last year, Royce Freeman.
Yeah, Royce
You
Freeman.
got to look at him, too, because he's still stronger. And you know
That's
what?
true.
He looked like he lost a little weight, but he actually put on some muscle. And you know what he's going to go do? He's going to run over people.
It might be thunder and lightning. That would be a nice combo because I do know this. With our offense this year, we are going, and again, this goes into Vic Fangio's type of offense. We're going to be running the football a lot.
You know
but
what I
you have
really
to have an offensive line to run the football.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, apparently, at least from what I've
That's
heard out of
not
camp,
been around lately for the Broncos.
the run offense has looked good. The pass, we're about to get into the defense.
Well, you
here in a
gotta
minute.
understand one
The
thing.
pass, the pass blocking
Yeah.
has not been good.
Shotgun, you got to understand one thing, though, brother.
Granted, they're going against Miller and Chubb.
That's
Yeah,
true. That's
that's
tough.
it.
Yeah.
You got a 50-1. You got an 8-1. By the way, those are betting odds in Vegas for us being.
Defensive player of the year.
That is correct.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know what? Chubb lost 10 pounds. Looks beautiful, strong, mean.
That's your number one time you get to say, but at the same time.
Love you, Elvis.
To go on to the defense, what I've heard, and this was something that happened just today, was that the O-line has been getting so dominated by the defensive line. There was a play today where, because in training camp, it's kind of like the Pro Bowl. You don't want to hit the quarterback, even if you have that free shot at him.
Right.
You don't
Don't
you
hit
let
the
up.
red shirt.
Oh, hell yeah.
Apparently, there was a play today where the pass defense or the O-line broke down so bad that Bradley Chubb, Von Miller, and Walker all got in there so fast that they hit each other, trying to almost hurt each other, because what would have happened was basically Joe Flacco would have gotten killed.
Yeah, there
all
would
three
not
of
be a
them.
Joe Flacco left. for
Like
the
apparently, it
Broncos. No.
sounded like on that particular play, the O-line didn't even exist.
But Shotgun, Bama, you got to understand this too. You're going against two All-Pros going on back-to-back sides, and then you got the kids in the middle. You got the Flying Hawaiian, and then you also got Wolf. You know what? I see Wolf going at least maybe 8 to 10 sacks, like we've talked earlier about.
That
But, you
could
know,
happen.
It could happen because you know what? You can't double team one without the other. It's like a pleasure. Who's the one in the middle?
Yeah, but that still doesn't make your offensive line sound any better.
No. But you know what it is doing? It is helping
you're
our
playing-
offensive line to play against the teams that we're going to be playing against
mean,
this
it
year.
kinda sounds-
And when they're coming in, they're expecting a Chubb.
It
They're
should,
expecting a Wolf.
exactly.
They're expecting, geez, you can even go Decker or you can go Jackson, or you can even go, of course, Von Miller. But
Yeah.
at the same time, guess what? They are getting these reads perfect.
But no, really, what Spencer just told me with 3 defenders in the backfield at the same time, they are not
Yeah,
getting
but you
nothing
know what?
perfect.
Like I said, this is preseason right now, and this is
It is.
practice.
Well,
so they have time to learn.
At least
and
out
understand
of 5 days, it sounds like the running game is looking good for the O-line. The pass
hear-
blocking is not.
I did hear
looking good.
props on Noah Fant today, though. First practice since he started with them that he actually showed that he was a number 1 kind of pick. And so
Awesome. That's
hopefully
actually
he'll keep it up.
That is great
Yeah.
to hear, because what I had actually heard before today was that he actually kind of showed up to camp a little out of shape.
Really?
Yeah, they were kind of wondering, like the other day,
Lay
he
out
was
those
the
Twinkies.
only person for 15 minutes into the day on a knee needing water. So they're kind of wondering if he didn't, get that
And you're
first
from
round.
you're from Iowa. You know it's hot in Iowa. Come
Yeah,
on. You gotta be able
yeah.
to-
They're
It's
just
hot here.
they're kind of wondering if he got that first round money kind of
kind of
laid around the pool, kind of hung around.
Yeah, I can see
But
I was in the pool.
I have a
I was in
feeling.
the pool.
shrinkage like his performance.
Well, he's got to lay up on those Twinkies and those Cokes. He has to go to Diet Cokes.
I
and he has to go to
have a feeling
salads.
Vic Fangio is an old school coach, and he will
No, he'll whip him
him into
He
shape
will. He
like
will.
that.
But
So, and the only other thing I guess that I've heard is that Flacco has been looking good,
yeah,
but for the
Flacco's
most
been
part,
looking
it's
good.
been on checkdowns. And what I have heard is that Drew Lock has looked better, at least in regards to getting the ball downfield.
He's throwing ahead of the wide receivers, though. That's the catch. Flacco is actually throwing them in their numbers and throwing them a little out just in case when those cornerbacks or those free safeties come in, they have a turnaround. It's a 5 and out, come in, turn, boom.
Right.
See,
And Flacco,
there's
obviously.
a veteran over a rookie on that.
I think it also goes Flacco's little gun show over the last few years. Or a couple, really, only thing he could do with our team a lot of times was check down. So if that's what he's got in his mindset
And
over here,
well, and when you look at our receivers and having Noah Fant, having Philip Lindsay, it's going to be a check down-ish
it's going to be.
offense.
I said earlier this
You
year,
know, which is
Flacco's going to
fine.
make Philip Lindsay an All-Pro.
As long as you're moving the chains, that's fine.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
But I guess for me, it's encouraging to hear that Drew Lock is looking good. That arm is looking good. Now, don't get me wrong. We know there's not a competition really this year.
That's the only thing I hope doesn't happen. I hope.
I'm hoping we're not going to be like the early
Drew
80s.
Lock into the damn starting lineup this year.
Yeah.
Please.
I'm hoping we're not going to be like the early late 80s with Dan Reeves, where it's
that's
a
good for
first
the
down
future.
run, second down run, third
It
round
might
pass,
be. I mean,
fourth down punt, or if we have a chance, we're going to kick a field goal with Rich Carlin.
3 yards and a cloud of dust.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. For me, anything that wins games.
It happens. So.
We were, you know.
I would take. Hey, look at my
I
Ravens
don't care.
last year with Lamar Jackson,
Exactly.
the most unsexy offense in all of football, made it in the playoffs.
We won the Super Bowl
you
with
can't
one
go.
of the
Same
most
kind of thing.
unsexiest offenses in the
Baltimore did
NFL.
too again with
That
Dilfer.
was also with the smallest offense in the NFL in 1997. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but 97 is a little different scenario, but because we were 50-50 running past. But I guess the point is,
The 50 Super Bowl y'all won. No.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
what
With
you-
Manning,
yeah,
that's
right.
what I'm talking
was
about.
the-
That-
that was
we-
all
not the
defense.
50
basically, we won.
touchdown Manning,
We
so,
won that
yeah.
Super Bowl in spite of the offense.
Yes.
That was all defense.
So-
that's why we had a Super Bowl MVP.
And coming
Mr.
off
Von
of
Miller.
was it a 5-11 and then a 6-10
Yeah.
season? I don't care how we win games.
Hey, I'll win as a
Ugly.
win. Win is a win.
Ugly
I'll take it
game.
all day
I don't
long.
care
When
if we're
you- when you
winning
check a
17
W in that column.
Yep.
That was a good day.
If we're winning 17-14 every week, I'm totally fine with that.
Hey, that means it's a fun game to watch.
I know, I don't have a speaking of that, something I forgot was, did you guys hear that Tyreek Hill is not
Yeah,
getting
no
suspension?
at all from
So
the
that
NFL. Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
to me, that's a game changer in the AFC West. If
Yeah, I kind of want to take my prediction back
because
I'm taking my prediction back
If
right
they-
now
if
because
they-
it looks like it's lost homes in San Diego.
I mean-
where I'm going for homes right now in Kansas City. There's the reason being is because now you got Mr. Tyreek, you got Mr. Defense, and then you also got the Mr. Tight End.
Oh, there's
where
guys named Mr.
Kelsey
Defense and Mr.
loves.
Tight End.
Mr.
Yeah,
Tight End,
I'm
Travis
calling him Mr.
Kelce.
Tight End. Match him.
Mr.
Well-
Mr. Travis
Who do you
Kelce.
gonna
Tell
have
me.
in this position?
Basically, I don't understand. I have a public opinion question.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I understand that the NFL isn't going to do anything about Tyreek Hill. Now, I don't know what's going on with the actual criminal investigation, if they've dropped it or not. But
No, from what I understand, it's still going on. Just
See,
they
that's
they
what I
would not
thought.
give the NFL enough information to make a judgment. Is what the
So-
NFL is saying. From what
so
I
this
understand.
might still come back.
could.
Because anyone who's heard, was it a 911 call or was it just a girlfriend that had recorded?
It was just a recording.
It was a
From what I-
recording.
yeah,
Anyone
yeah.
who hears that recording,
Yep.
there is no way the court of public opinion is going to allow the Kansas City Chiefs to put him on the field and just play him like nothing happened.
Yeah. No, that kind of goes against everything the NFL's done for the last handful of years.
So what do you think really? What do you think? I understand the NFL is not going to right now do anything against Tyreek Hill. Do you really think he plays this year?
I see he plays this year, but then all of a sudden this is going to
Like
create
out of
something
nowhere.
out next year where then all of a sudden he's going to have 3 games or 4 games unless he fights it. But you know what? At that note, I could understand spanking a kid because of discipline, but not like whatever happened on that phone call.
Yeah,
And
that
then
that
on top
phone
of it,
call
broke
is
his wife or
yeah,
girlfriend.
yeah.
I'm sorry, that's not
Well,
right.
and that's what I'm wondering.
It's not
Okay, this is
right.
what I'm saying. Like, if you're
Not
the
right.
owner of the Chiefs, do you really want to put him on the field, even if the NFL says it's okay, knowing everything that's going to be coming at you because of it?
And you just got rid of Kareem Hunt last
Yes.
year.
Isn't that kind of like an
That's
oxymoron?
That's what I'm thinking right there. Actually.
So,
yeah.
And
anyways-
he suspended 8 games, gentlemen. 8 games.
Yeah.
8 games.
Now Kareem was a video, the other was an audio.
Yeah.
Eight
But
games is
yeah.
not enough.
No.
Eight games is not enough.
No,
Period.
exactly.
I don't
and
care who you are.
So that's my only question is, even though the NFL has said we're not doing anything right now, do you really think the Chiefs have the cojones to start Tyreek Hill all season?
I would. Until
Oh.
the NFL tells
Dude,
me not to.
yeah.
I would
If
start
you
it
have
every week.
somebody-
Okay, so is winning NFL games more important than the what
Yep.
pretty
Yep.
much we know
Yes.
happened?
Period. Here's the issue, dude, and I get exactly where you're going with that. But if I have a weapon over here and they haven't, if they haven't taken him to the pokey at
Yeah,
that
I
as
know,
point,
long as
but
they
he-
say he's
to-
good to roll, he's going to roll.
Okay, and
He's
I get
gonna
that,
roll.
but
Yeah,
just think
absolutely.
of the PTA mom, the all the people
care.
coming at him.
Let's
is
put
gonna
it
be
this
worth
way.
it.
I get a ticket.
There will be people boycotting the Chiefs if they do that.
I get that. However, let's go back and look at who was the guy.
Organizations will boycott.
Who was the quarterback fighting dogs?
For who?
I don't remember the Falcons. I think it was
Michael Vick. The dog thing.
Yeah, the dog thing. Right.
PETA.
Okay, he came. He was gone. He could not play.
Yeah.
He was
Then
in
all of a
jail.
sudden he was in jail. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you can't play. Now if the NFL came out and suspended him, fine. Guess what? The NFL didn't do that. If it were me, if it were up to me, 100% he would have never played again. Period.
Agreed.
So if the NFL didn't do that,
Well,
guess
but,
what?
you
He
know,
ended up coming
I
back
don't
and
to
playing.
me-
NFL teams are not a moral thing. They're
But
about
I get
money.
that. But he did 2 years.
Exactly right.
He did his 2 years in prison though. I know, but he did 2 years in prison.
He paid his
Tyreek
time and
Hill
came back.
has not faced any penalty
Yet.
But everyone
Yet.
knows from that recording what he did.
I agree.
See, the only
But
penalty
the other side of that is yet. I have a feeling he's
That's where I'm going with
he's
this.
coming
Like,
down with something.
Would you? Okay, we'll just leave it at this. For me, even though it's totally okay to start him, if I'm the head coach and the owner of the Chiefs, sorry, you're benched. There's no way I'm going to take the heat from so many organizations if I put you on the field. Bama, do you start him?
I start him.
You start him
Yeah,
just until
I'm paying him. He's on the team. The NFL has told me nothing to say not to play him. I play him.
TMP.
For myself, you know what? Start him, play him. But there's one catch. I feel sorry for all those Kansas City Chief fans that paid all that money and all those ticket prices to go down to the place to see a boycott or everything. I could see different changes for this because NFL hasn't stepped in just yet because they don't know
The facts.
Yes.
They don't know. I get it. Okay.
And I agree with you, Spencer. I can see more coming to it later.
Yeah, it's coming.
I can
So
see that,
bench,
definitely.
start. Okay, we're moving on.
Start.
We got some. I wanted to talk about. I saw today there was a something about some second-year breakout stars, and of these three guys, in fantasy land, who do you think is going to have the biggest second-year breakout season? And your choices are Bradley Chubb for the Denver Broncos, Nick Chubb, running back for the Cleveland Browns,
Chubb.
or Lamar Jackson, quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens. Bama, I'll let you start. Who do you think out of those three? Again, pretend you have to put $1,000 on it in Vegas. Who do you think is going to have the biggest breakout season of those guys?
Breakout season. Honestly, looking at the people you just told her right there, the first two Chubbs kind of had breakout years last year in my mind.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson.
You think Lamar's the
I'm
real
going to
deal?
go with him. I'm going to hope that he has developed enough. And
coming from a Ravens fan, I'm not surprised.
Very true. I am kind of a homer on this one. But, no, both the Chubbs had great years last year.
Yeah.
Lamar did not have a great year with exception of running the ball.
Right.
Overall, he had a good year, made it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yes. But he's got a lot more room to grow than the other two, so I'm going to take, as far as goes, I would take Lamar Jackson.
I think for me, it's easy. It's Bradley Chubb. I think Lamar Jackson, for me, there's too many question marks there for me to have actually put $1,000 on it. And my problem with Nick Chubb, I think Nick Chubb should be a star, but there's a guy named Kareem Hunt.
Way
that's
too
coming
many
back.
people in the back.
There's a guy, Kareem Hunt, coming back after week 8. So, I can see Nick Chubb being a good guy to have the first half of the season.
First half star. Yeah.
But after that, he's going to be sharing carries. Big Daddy?
All right, I actually agree with you on this one. The Cleveland Browns, they're coming up right now, and they're looking really well. And for another second-year guy you didn't bring up is their quarterback.
Right.
Their quarterback is fantastic. Their quarterback is one of those guys, they can go the extra level and the extra step.
You talking about Baker? You're talking about Baker. I'm pretty sure you guys were making fun of me the other day.
No, I'm still making fun of you.
About
You
Baker
already
is
know
not,
what I said
no.
on the other segments. He's one of the only that I think that can make something happen.
Yep.
He reminds me of the 1983 class.
Kind of does.
And it's kind of cool on that, but at the same time, with Nick Chubb that you're talking about.
That's 3, actually. That's 3.
What did I do?
Same time. But at the same time.
Get low, God bless America.
That's all right. So, but anyway,
Help me,
Nick
Jesus.
Chubb, Bradley Chubb, Lamar Jackson.
All right, Nick Chubb's going to do all right for the beginning of the season, but Kareem's going to take over after that when they make it into the playoffs and win their division.
Yeah.
But you know what? Bradley, I got Chubb. Yes, I got Chubb.
Both of y'all love the Chubb, apparently.
Oh, Bama.
But we were also Bronco homers. But seriously, I'm not going to lie. Bradley Chubb combined with Von Miller, you can't double team anybody. Has there ever been a combo that has had 15 sacks apiece ever? Hey, stat boy, you should look it up. Look up the greatest sack duo ever.
I would say go to like the Giants with LT maybe.
Just
maybe
I'm gonna have
to disagree with
Carson
that.
Banks
Greatest
or
pass
something,
rush
yeah.
duo ever, and
We're
how
gonna-
many sacks they each had.
We're actually going to go to Buffalo.
'Cause I
Bennett
Bennett and Bruce
also
Smith.
Bruce
That
Smith.
could be it,
Those
yeah.
two guys were a creation after 4 Super Bowls
true, yeah.
and non-winning in a row. Yes, I would have to throw those
Hey,
guys
they
out
were the
there.
Denver Broncos of the 80s
Hey,
for a while. weren't
watch
they?
your mouth,
I
son.
I
Watch your
seriously
mouth.
think Bradley Chubb and Von Miller this season could be the greatest pass rush duo ever.
That's a hell of a couple coming off the corner
Ever.
right there, man. That is,
I mean,
that's
if you
hard.
are
Yeah.
a quarterback,
That's hard.
you have to get rid of the balls. Like, basically, if you're playing the Broncos this year, just plan on running the football.
Yeah, so I guess it makes sense why Flacco's checking off in practice
Yeah, I guess.
so far.
Yeah, that's what they're going to see.
Do you want to get a Vaughn or do you want to get a Chubb?
Yeah. So, okay,
God bless you.
moving on. I got some more fantasy questions.
And I'll bring those stats up here in just a minute.
What's that? Okay, cool.
I think me and Tony got 15 sacks apiece back in like '84, wasn't it? We were
What's that?
playing for the Birmingham Stallions in USFL, weren't we?
Go Denver Gold. Go Denver Gold.
I've done it on Madden before, probably, but
All right, hey. So, do you guys want me to? I brought up something that says basically what we're looking at in the 2019 season. Do you want the all-time?
all time.
Okay.
I want to know what the greatest all-time duo is ever, and how many sacks each person in the duo had.
Because
'Cause
right now, NFL.com, you won't believe this. Von Miller and Bradley Chubb, number 1.
Already, really?
Already.
Wow.
Already.
I'm telling you, because they could both end up
Already.
with 15 sacks
Well, what?
this season.
Chubb had what?
Broncos
like 12
country,
last
it's
year?
time.
Yeah.
We're bringing the old crush back, but we're bringing a new crush.
Basically,
Well-
you could have Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware, but an even younger, better version of DeMarcus Ware.
So they
Even more
had
dominant
scary.
DeMarcus Ware. That is scary if you're a quarterback.
in 2018 they had 26 and a half to combined.
And he was a rookie.
that-
Bradley
he was a
Chubb
rookie.
was a
Absolutely.
Just
rookie.
wait for this year, boys.
Right. So
As long
there
as
you go.
everybody stays healthy, that could be. It could be amazing to see what happens.
That's pretty, yeah.
So,
That's pretty
anyways,
good, yeah.
I got also we're gonna do a little draft or no draft segment, and this is in regards to fantasy football. I just thought it'd be kind of interesting because there's a lot of players
It's a
out
tough
there
one this year.
that are they're old school superstars. But for this season, when I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the draft board and for my fantasy team, I got question marks as to whether I'm drafting this
Yeah,
guy or
man,
not.
I know what you're saying, yeah.
So the first name is draft or no draft, Todd Gurley.
And now you got to clear draft or no draft. 'Cause
Basically, would you draft him or not?
well, I mean, I would draft him, but not in the first 2 or 3 rounds.
Do you? Well,
could
I'm
get
not.
him on-
I'm not getting that technical about it. Just basically, do you think he's going to have a good season or not? You buying
mean-
or selling Todd Gurley this year?
And fantasy value?
Just in general.
Fantasy value.
Yeah.
I would buy him in fantasy value, of course. Yes. I know he slacked off at the end last year, but from what I hear, he was hurt for the last 4 weeks of the season, going to the playoffs.
Right. So, in your opinion, it'll be a.
I would, like I said,
it'd be a
last
comeback.
year's thing. I would have taken him top 5 pick.
Oh yeah, he would for sure.
This year, I would not take him in the first round. I'll say that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Last
What
year,
about you?
last year he was the bull rusher. He was the guy
Yeah.
that they had no other. They had no choice because look,
I had
they
him on-
They had their wide receiver hurt. They had their tight end hurt. They had. Oh my
I know
gosh.
for a fact because he was on my fantasy team last year. He destroyed it the first half of the season and disappeared the second half.
Guess
of
who?
the season.
He was
Guess who
hurt,
took his
apparently, when I was
place?
here. He was
Guess who
hurt.
took his place?
CJ, I know.
You know,
but we're not
CJ
talking about
Anderson,
CJ.
you know.
Todd Gurley, would you have him on your fantasy team this year?
I would take him in the third.
About the third round? Boy.
I don't know if I'd take him in the third.
That's a hard guy to say no on your team.
It is a hard
it's
guy
hard
to
to
say
say no to
no.
It's hard guy to say no.
I just
but
don't. the way that they concealed that, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he's right.
He might not be right this year. You know,
he may not be right this year.
Beef taco. Do you want it? Including the Platte Rivers, beef tacos are great.
I would actually roll the dice, not take him. Hope I can take him off the wire.
I think Bama's right. Like if he's still there in like the third round or something,
I would take him all day long after
maybe,
the first.
Maybe take a shot on him.
Running backs are the hardest fantasy people to come up with, man. So
if you
can find a
when
really
you're looking
good
at that,
guy right there,
when you're looking at that free agent list,
he's kind of like a
halfway
sleeper
through-
this year. He
halfway
could come
through the
in
season.
a later round and just kind of do his thing.
But you
a lot
got
of
to
people are down
understand,
on him.
Bama and shotgun. This guy doesn't just run the ball; he catches the
True.
ball.
Yes,
perfect.
No, it's true.
And you know what? If he can't run the ball, he can't run that rock through the middle. Guess what? They're going to pass to him.
No,
because-
they're not. They're going to get him out of the game.
They're
if he
gonna get
can't
him
run
out
the
of the
rock.
game.
Is all their talent still
I mean,
healthy?
they might bring him in for third downs, but that ain't going to get you much value.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know
about
either.
that. I would still take him in the second.
Okay. So the next player on this list is Antonio Brown. Is he
First-round
still
pick.
a tier 1?
First round
Still a
pick.
tier one
I
receiver?
would say definitely, especially going to Derek Carr. They are going to sling the hell out of that this year. I would take him all day long. The top, if I was,
Hey, real quick, hey, stat boy, Jimmy, would you do me a favor? Would you just Google Raiders training camp? I want to see like some news. I want to see what's happening with.
Oh, just wait till like next week and HBO it to you.
Well, I know,
Because
but
Hard
I
Knocks.
just wonder what kind of news is coming out of Raiders camp, and I want to know if Antonio Brown is just being a hardworking, happy Antonio Brown, or if he's having problems still.
I could do that.
If it's the first week, I hope
Or
he's not
he's
having
sitting on
problems.
the bench drinking martinis, watching his
Now
boys
that would
play.
be okay. Well, no, he's
Is
just
he
getting
is he
his-
playing
getting his
the
groove right?
Is he
you know?
playing the diva, or is he there to? Is he all in? Because that's why this is on the list. Because obviously not for
Yeah.
any health reasons. He has all the ability in the world
I just
to
think that
stay a top tier wide receiver.
The team he's with gives him the mindset to be all in. It's kind of like going with Pittsburgh. That is a great organization. You go over to Oakland. That
It's
is
a
a
terrible
great place
organization.
to play if you're a knowledgeable NFL player. That is a team that always stands out when they can. So why not go there and do it? I say he's going for it.
Raiders got something to prove because guess what? In 1 year, they're going to be in Vegas.
So like,
They got something to prove.
They
and
do.
And they
You know
want to give
what?
a good
No.
love to Oakland,
That-
saying a
okay,
goodbye.
I get
They have
that.
something to prove. Period. I mean, since Davis died, they have been
and
looking
they've done nothing.
for nothing. That's
Nothing.
my point.
I
That's
agree.
my
They are,
point.
Which is what
they
they're
are
about
a
to start
dumpster
doing.
fire of an organization. Granted, Gruden is trying to get it turned around, but like
Dumpster fire, dude. They were about to win the AFC 2 years ago before Carr broke his leg in the last game of the regular
that's
season.
true.
You can't say they've been garbage for that long. And I ain't even that big of a Raiders.
So
fan. I like 'em,
okay,
but
so
still.
but in your opinion, he's still a tier 1 wide receiver.
Oh, 100%. Yes, 100%.
CMP, you taking tier 1?
As much as I don't
with all
want to
the
say
stuff that
yes,
happened last
yes,
year.
100%. This man, he does it all. Just because he had a little problem last year before the playoff game and they benched him, guess what happened? They didn't make the playoffs.
Everybody hates
Baltimore went
Pittsburgh.
through.
I don't blame 'em.
But at the same
Well,
time,
it sounds like everybody
he's got
hates
something to prove.
Roethlisberger.
Big Ben, dude. Come on, man. This guy's got to put his head together. But at the same time, Brown, he's legit.
So
Yeah.
you would take him.
You're legit
tier
with him,
1?
right? Yeah. Hell yeah.
I think I'm going to be the only one that disagrees here,
All right.
just because
Keep going.
just because he's on the Raiders.
All right. So here's how they have the running
And
backs.
Okay.
They've got Josh Jacobs.
No, not. Oh, I just want Raiders news.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Sorry to interrupt. Is there any Antonio Brown news?
Okay, now I need to go look that up instead.
That, well,
Yes, Antonio Brown plays for the Raiders. That is
no,
what he
I know,
is.
but I want to know if there's any Antonio Brown news out of training camp yet.
He showed
All
up.
right. All right.
He showed up. And
He
that's
did
basically
show
it.
up. That's it.
pretty much it.
And they might not even have had very many practices yet.
And hey, some teams haven't even started yet.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
guess
even know if
that's
they've
true.
started, honestly.
That's true.
Honestly, yeah.
One
'Cause I was
catch
looking at
about
the thing today. The bottom line said some don't start till next week.
But I did hear Bama on this one. He has been already a leader to this Oakland Raiders team, soon to be
That's what
Vegas.
I figured he was going to be, man.
He's showing everybody that he's here to play, which that's scary because you know what happens on that.
Oh, that's good.
The last time they
good.
had somebody like this, his name was Tim Brown.
Yeah.
And look what
No,
Tim Brown
he
did.
was a
Took him to the
Bronco
AFC
killer.
Not even compare
Championship.
Tim Brown to Antonio Brown.
No,
Only
I
besides
have
the
to.
last name.
They're
Pretty
both
dope.
great.
Tim Brown's a Hall
They're
of Fame
both
wide
great.
receiver.
They are both great.
He was
They're
a
Mr.
Bronco
Bama.
killer.
They're both
Yeah.
great. I don't want to admit it, even though they're my rivals, but at the same time, God bless. They're
Four,
both
that's
great,
four.
and they're great plays.
That's number 4.
It's number 4.
That's
No,
number
I
4.
love what you're saying, though, Tony. I love what you're saying. I really feel like Antonio's ready to play this year, and that's going to be a tough.
He wants to
team.
prove something.
This is all I'm thinking. I think he comes out hot, but I think their season is going to be a dumpster fire of a season, and by week 8, when the teams, the chips are down, he's not a leader.
You really think
He'll
dumpster
start
fire?
crying. Gruden, he'll start John at Gruden in that
Well,
division.
So,
I just
okay, so
I
do you see him at 500?
they're going to be.
I know we've had this discussion before. I can go look.
I
it
don't
up,
know.
but
The
still.
I mean, I hate to say it, but on paper, the Broncos and the Raiders are going to be battling for the cellar.
They are,
in the
but I
AFC
still
West.
both are at least
so
500.
all I'm saying is, if Antonio, if they're not good,
Put the
I
Raiders
could
in the
see
cellar. They deserve
Antonio
it.
Brown's ego getting in the way of success. That's all. So that's the only reason
I have
I'm
no
not,
argument with that.
I'm
Yeah,
not
no argument
keeping him
with
at
that.
tier
Yeah.
1. Okay, let's
No
move on.
argument with that, yeah.
With the new offense that
Well,
the
hey,
Packers have put in.
hang on just a second. Let's go back here for a second. So
Is
you
there
guys,
anything?
You guys were talking about the duos, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I've got them ranked all the way up to 32, and I don't want to go that far. So, Bama, you were talking. What were the 2 or 3 teams you were like? Who's in the top 5?
I mentioned the Giants.
Okay, you said the Giants and Shotgun. What'd you say?
As far as the greatest duos ever,
Yep.
for sacks,
Yeah. Well, I don't know for sacks, but the greatest duos.
that's what I'm going after is basically sacks. So
And that's pretty much where it's all going to end up. So
the greatest duo of pass rushers ever.
come on.
Come back to me.
I like what Tony said with Buffalo.
I go, okay,
might
like
have
I'm
been
going to still
Buffalo.
stand, but I'm going to say another team, too. I'm going to go.
Ooh,
I'm going to go the Buffalo.
I think. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to go the Buffalo Bills, and then also I got to go the 1985 Chicago Bears.
I think it
You got
was-
Richard Dent, you got, Singletary. They were a beautiful matchup. And on top of it, look at the role
they were
that they
beasts.
had.
I-
And then there was a Super Bowl MVP, Richard Dent,
yeah.
against the New England Patriots.
My guess, Jimmy.
their first
My
loss.
guess is, I don't know the exact players, but it's the 2003 Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
with Warren
Nah,
Sapp and
that-
Derek Brooks.
Yes.
Probably.
You guys are all over the board. And all right, so according to Bleacher Report,
Houston.
number 6, you actually had Buffalo Bills. It
Huh.
was Mario Williams, Jerry Hughes.
Huh.
Right? Yeah, right?
Wow.
Number 5, St. Louis Rams. Aaron Donald, Robert Quinn.
And
Was that last year?
That's good.
That was
At least a couple of years.
2018.
that was it looks
Yeah,
like
'cause
2013.
Aaron Donald last
I
year
think that
only
was
got
2013.
9.5 sacks.
I'd have to look. I'd have to look through here a little farther. I think
Okay.
it was 2013. Number 4, Kansas City.
Wow.
Justin Houston, and how do you say his name? Tamba Hawley, is that right?
Tom Bally.
Tom Bally.
Tom
there
Bally,
you go.
yeah,
I
okay.
forgot about Houston.
Yeah. So 23 sacks in 2014
Wow.
and 56 quarterback hurries.
Right.
So that's not bad.
They
Baltimore
made a
Ravens.
run.
Baltimore Ravens.
My Ravens, yeah. I forgot
2000
about those
Ravens?
boys.
Suggs and
with
Doomerville.
Terrell Suggs and
Oh, man. Those damn birds.
Yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
about my boys. I'm sorry, y'all. I forgot all
Yeah.
about y'all. The best
Yep.
defenses ever right here come out of Baltimore. I apologize, y'all.
You got the Miami Dolphins in number 2 with Sue and Wake.
What?
Yeah, they were pretty good last year.
They were good. Well, no, that was
Sue and who?
Sue and Wake. Cameron Wake. Yeah. That was I think that was the first half of 2014, I think
Wow.
it was.
Is this an overall or just a last year? This is overall, right?
This is
For the last
overall.
year? Wow.
Yeah, this is overall.
Wow.
Number 1, Seattle Seahawks. Michael Bennett, Cliff Averill.
How do we forget about the Legion of Boom, man?
Exactly. I mean, come on, man. Those guys were murderous on
Yeah,
freaking
but all those
quarterbacks.
birds
You know, I
flew
think
away.
of those guys. I always think of like secondary, not front four. I guess so. That's what. Yeah.
It is, that's surprising. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All those birds flew away, boys.
Because think about how rare it is to have one elite, top-tier pass rusher on your team. The Broncos have 2.
No, that's badass. Dude.
And one thing that's kind of crazy about that to me was at the time I thought the Cleveland Browns were out of their mind taking Baker Mayfield and that cornerback. What was it, Ward?
Oh yeah, Denzel Ward.
Both of those guys are stars.
They
though.
Are, man. Denzel Ward was
literally
good coming
because
out of college.
during that draft, Elway said Chubb was nowhere on his radar. No way, in no scenario
Nick
did
Chubb.
they. No.
Bradley Chubb. I'm sorry, Bradley Chubb.
In
the running
no
back,
scenario did they have Bradley Chubb being available at pick 5.
Well, now Bradley Chubb was going to be the next Todd Gurley until he blew his knee out against Tennessee.
No, you're talking about Nick Chubb.
Well,
I'm talking about Bradley Chubb.
You're talking about the quarterback,
the pass rusher.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, Chubb's a badass at NC State, man.
Chubb. But he was. They said the most NFL. But Mel Kiper said he was actually the best pick, not regarding position.
I can see
in that draft.
I can see that.
So Elway,
I can see that.
I just have to thank the Cleveland Browns. The Broncos somehow gave.
They did because that
Denver,
Chubb was supposed to be on the Browns with them.
Yes, exactly.
They said they got cousins.
Yes.
Yeah. So, anyways,
our cousins. Yeah.
That's awesome. We have 2 elite pass rushers, and hopefully we end up with the greatest pass rushing duo of all time.
Elway didn't screw up a draft for a change.
Right? Oh, my God.
Let's get back to our fantasy. I only have a couple more players. Basically, this is the draft or no draft.
Here we go.
What do you guys think Aaron Rodgers is going to look like this year? Is he the Aaron Rodgers of old, or is he on his way?
You just said it right there. Old
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Is he going to be the Aaron Rodgers of old or old Aaron Rodgers?
He's old.
It's going to be Aaron Rodgers, who's old but still better than most, but it ain't the Aaron Rodgers that you know.
Not, you're
not the Aaron
I'll
Rodgers.
put it this way.
He doesn't have a Cobb. He doesn't have a. I forgot his name.
Well, he's got no Jordy. He's
no
got
Brett
no
Favre.
running back. He's got no,
He's no Brett Favre.
So Devontae Adams, and he already lost his tight end.
And he's got a new coach.
He lost his running back tight end, and then I don't know.
So when we're drafting in fantasy this year,
I took him last year.
He's still going to be, I think, obviously a top 10 quarterback pick. But unlike years past,
he's
not going to be top 3.
No, definitely not.
No, not at all.
Not
at all.
But he does have a Danica Patrick. We'll give him
okay, and
well, there is that, my friend. Woo.
What do you guys see for this?
Although she seems a little
He's going to be riding miles, baby. Miles.
I'm ready to run a race, Danica. Come on.
When she
if you ain't first, you're last.
When she jumps in the chair for David Letterman, she says, "Okay, boss." I was a little afraid at that point.
All right, what do you guys think is happening to Cam Newton this year? I think he's on his way down. Now he got the surgery. I guess the arm is supposed to be right this year. But are you drafting, not drafting, buying, not buying, buying, selling Cam Newton this year?
That's good. Just from what he puts up every year, if you're talking fantasy.
No, most likely he's going to be number 2.
I'd buy him, but it definitely ain't gonna be in the first 5 rounds.
He's probably, if he's there, he's like, and you need your backup quarterback.
No. I would take Cam as a starter all year, man. Yeah, I would.
So you think he'll still have a?
I would take Cam as a starter. Yes, definitely. Definitely.
I wouldn't buy him unless he was on the wire.
Take over.
Right.
That's how I would do it. I would buy him off
Same
the
here.
wire.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Cam is.
You say McCaffrey's going to take over?
I think McCaffrey's going to take over.
I agree with that, but what do you think a lot of these little 70-yard touchdown passes come from? A little dump off from Cam Newton, so he gets
I don't think he has it, and on top of it, they already gave up their lineman, offensive lineman.
Okay, well then that means McCaffrey won't have a good year.
I don't follow the Panthers.
Well,
all I know
because
is
he's a catcher and a runner, so I can see him doing all right.
Was it last year or the year before where people were, basically saying, "Oh, he's done." Then all of a sudden, he goes on like a 10-game winning streak.
I will never count out Cam Newton.
I'm
sorry. He is an Auburn boy, which hurts me to say, but I will never count that man out. He seems like more of a ball player than most people out there.
I think this is the way I see.
He would be on my bench.
Cam Newton's season happening is he might come out. Obviously, everybody's healthy at the beginning of the year. He's going to look good. I think the second half of the season is going to be bad news for Cam Newton this year. That's
I
just
actually disagree there, Shotgun. I think he's actually the first 6 weeks is going to be horrible for him.
And then he'll pick it up?
I think he steps it up because he knows his career,
I think
his
there's
job,
he's got
everything that he's pushing for.
I
Carolina
don't
is on the
necessarily
line.
question. Well, I mean, I don't question his.
I think he's going to light it up.
like work ethic.
I like
A
your
whole
style.
lot.
McCaffrey's
I
going to
don't wanna
help
say
him
light
out
it up.
on that.
I think the more hits he takes on that shoulder,
He's got to stop running the ball like he
Yeah.
does. He's got to do that. He cannot. Yeah, when it's first and
I
goal
mean,
from the
all
end,
right,
stop
you know,
trying to
it's
run
been
it in every
proven
time.
over and over and over again.
RG3, there we go.
Yeah.
Michael Vick, Randall Cunningham. There's just when at some point you have to stop taking hits.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
As a quarterback in the NFL like that. So I'm selling Cam Newton. Okay, the last one. If he's sitting there on the board, Kareem Hunt. Now, man, he's only playing the second half of the year.
I mean, if I could,
You picking him up?
if I
Okay, you drafting him on day one
Here's the
Hell
thing.
no.
and leaving him on the bench.
Here's how
No.
I look at
No,
that.
what,
No.
but knowing
He-
that you might have a star the second half of the season when games really matter
No,
in fantasy.
I would take him in the third or fourth.
no,
Here's the-
disagree still.
Absolutely.
You still draft him?
Here's the reason why, man. Anything can happen during the season. Anything can happen during the season, right?
Right.
So, the fact of the matter is he's sitting down for 8 games.
Right.
No matter how you look at that, that is 8 games that you could have somebody that steps in and makes him look horrible.
He comes
Nick
back
Chubb.
and gets like 5 carries
Nick
a game,
Chubb.
possibly. kind of
Right.
thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Elvis, just like what you just said, Nick Chubb.
Well,
Nick
look at,
Chubb could
the-
be somebody great.
the-
where he was a rookie last year. Guess what? Second year deal. He's going on. He's getting ready to light it loose. He wants to set himself because he knows he's got
Gonna
juice,
light it loose.
but at the same
Light it
time,
loose.
he knows
Light
he
it
has a
loose.
shadow in the back.
Slide it loose.
Well, so the way I'm looking at it right here, right now, is the fact that there are a lot of teams that could use him. Absolutely, totally agree with that. If it were my team and I needed somebody, I want somebody now.
'Cause
I don't
he's
want
getting-
somebody at the
I'm
8th
telling
game.
you, I'm
That's-
telling you
yeah,
I
right
agree with
now,
Elvis.
he's getting drafted on day one.
And they're going to be.
Somebody's
They are
going
going
to
to be
take-
a fool. They will be
I
1
know,
and 7 on 8
someone
weeks if
be-
you're doing that.
just somebody's going
Right.
to leave him on
Right.
the bench
There's
till week
no
8.
way you can do
And
that
it's
with a
probably
top
going to
pick.
be the kind of team that
I-
drafts Mahomes.
I'm
but
telling you,
know
I'm not
they're
doing
gonna
it.
Be a good team in fantasy.
No, I
And
am not doing it.
There's-
It's not
where
happening.
you can leave him on the bench.
Why am I
and then
spending
just-
money?
at week 8? Literally, you just get this surge.
Okay,
From
I'm
Kareem
gonna
Hunt.
take.
Maybe.
Let's
You don't
let's
think? You don't think
let's
he's
look
getting
at this
drafted on
as
day
dumbest
one?
mentality.
let's
I
look
could
at
think of
this
right
as
there.
racing
I really do.
for just a minute. Let's look at it as racing, right? F1, you have the best driver, and he has to sit on the bench for half the season. Your team is losing, guaranteed. Are you going to tell me that and you even said it, 1 and 7, right? Or you said it, excuse me, 1 and 7. Are you telling me that they're going to win every single one of those games from 9 to 16?
I'm just saying.
I don't see that happening, and that's the only way they can make the playoffs. So
I
that's
see-
a gamble
And
that's
if you
not worth
ain't
it.
taking no hits in 8 weeks, you ain't gonna come back on the first week and just show the F out. You're not gonna happen.
Yeah, but you're not going
exactly.
to have
Right.
taken any
Exactly.
hits. You're going to be fresh as freaking.
Yeah, but you ain't in game
right.
shape.
You
though.
know he's going to be
You ain't
practicing.
gonna be in
know-
game
Oh,
shape.
chicken.
you know what?
You know
Okay.
he's going to be practicing, and you know he
Bama,
knows
I
the
will
book.
disagree with you on that. You're going to be in game shape. Your eyes and your ears are not going to be in game shape. That's the issue.
You don't know if his body will either.
You're going to be fresh.
Well, his body's going to be
But
fresh.
anyway,
Dude,
the
he
mind
didn't
is the
play
main
last
thing
year
too.
much
If you
either.
can't, if you can't
That's-
figure the cuts here, cuts there,
Right. That's where I was going. The
read
eyes
off
and
this
the
part
ears.
going here.
The eyes
yeah.
and the ears.
So
Okay.
on
No,
day,
I don't
okay,
see it
let's-
happening.
On day one,
no.
fantasy draft day, I'm not going to lie. It will be hard for me.
Please take him
at,
so I can
at
beat
my
your
number
ass in this
4
thing this year.
quarterback.
I want you to take
my
him.
number 4 running back to not take him. It would be hard. I probably won't. You're not. There's no way you're
Oh,
taking him.
He will
okay.
not
Now,
know.
now you're
Okay,
hedging a
listen,
bet
Okay,
here,
nobody's
man.
taking him on day one. What week is he getting picked up off the free agent?
3
wire?
or 4.
Oh, he'll get drafted, man.
3 or
Nobody's
4.
going to let him
Drafted
not
easily,
get
3 or
drafted.
4.
But
You
I'm not going to waste an early pick with
You're
him.
not-
If
no,
he's
I'm not even talking
available,
about
I'm
early
just
pick.
saying.
I'm talking at all.
oh,
I'm
I'll
being
take him in like the
legit.
7th, 8th.
I'm being
round, of
honest.
course.
Well, for like in my league where you get 4 running backs, would you take a chance on him with like your 4th running back?
Damn
Okay.
straight I would.
All right. You know
Nope.
what?
See,
Not
same
with-
here.
not with
So,
your
so
points.
Yes,
here's
I
the
would.
thing.
Not with your point
Yes, I would.
system.
Here-
I did it with Zeke a couple of years ago, and it paid off for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
You just leave
right.
him on the bench.
I will
But
say
here's the
Week 8,
thing.
boom.
You're saying draft or no draft. All right.
Yeah.
Yes, I would draft him.
For
but
Kareem Hunt's a little different.
not early.
No.
but no, definitely not early.
definitely not
Probably 6, 7,
Yeah.
or later.
That's what I'm
My
right
last
for.
running
Now-
back. I
now-
would take him with my last RB.
Absolutely.
3 or 4.
But now there's the other side of that. I mean, if you're really going to build a team, where are you building it? Top 3, right? Your first 2 rounds are the biggest turnaround
for
for
sure.
any team.
Right, he ain't going there.
So it's
Which again, though, I mean, running back, a top tier running back is not easy to come by in fantasy.
Here's
so
my
if you can snag him and
here's
sit,
my
If you
absolute
have crappy
point.
running backs, you're
screwed.
You better have an A number 1 quarterback.
You know what,
ain't
though?
making the playoffs.
And you better have Travis
Especially in
Kelce,
my
and you
opinion.
better have Antonio
Here's
Brown.
the thing, man.
Yeah.
I would draft him. Yeah. In
Yeah,
this discussion,
definitely early no.
It's not a discussion.
Right.
I
He
wouldn't.
gets
I wouldn't do
drafted,
it.
but
Okay.
if you waste a first 3-round pick on him, you're dumb.
Yeah.
Enough
yeah.
about
All right.
Kareem Hunt's
Let's
crazy.
move on to another
Okay,
subject.
this is the last
These
of
are
this
fight
will be the last
words.
of the first the NFL segment. But anyways, I got a good question, and this is for you guys. Who do you think has the best chance of playing all 16 games this season? And your choices are Melvin Gordon, running back for the Chargers, Todd Gurley, running back for the Rams, Joe Flacco, quarterback for the Broncos, and Eli Manning, quarterback for the Giants.
I'm going to say right now it's going to be Flacco because the first 2 are getting beat up. Every single time they run, man, they're going to get beat up.
Well, Melvin Gordon might hold out all season.
He's holding out too. Yeah.
For a whole year.
He might.
Yeah,
He might.
Not my point, though. I mean, here's the thing. If I'm a quarterback, I got to pray to God my line is holding up. And if they're holding up, I think Flacco's got a shot. Now, looking at Eli Manning, they actually have a good line. There's not a great line. It's not a bad line.
No, yeah, I know what you're saying.
So that's a toss-up.
I agree.
If
It's
I'm
a
a-
toss-up. Yeah, I agree with Jimmy. It's a toss-up between Flacco and Eli right here. And honestly, thinking about it, I'm going to go Eli just because I feel like they've got a better stable of hogs in front than
I
Denver
totally
does.
agree with
So
that.
I'm
Yep,
going to go
I agree.
Eli.
My only
agree.
disagreement with that, because I was thinking about Eli also, is what happens if they're like 2-10. Does
And
he
I
get
was
benched
just
and they
thinking about
bring-
that. Like
they
last
bring
year,
their-
when
bringing
they
in the
killed
puppy.
when the streak
They're
hit,
bringing in the
If
puppy.
they
By
are
the way,
2-10,
who's their puppy?
he's down.
Josh what's his
Donaldson,
name?
right?
No, what's his name?
Brown.
Josh Brown or something like that.
No,
I don't know
I
his
thought it
name.
was
the Duke
Donaldson.
quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was Donaldson.
Anyways, that's my only thing with Eli.
John.
All right,
well,
I'll let
no,
you go
shit.
next, TMG. Who's playing 16 games
I got to
this
go
season?
Eli on that one. I'll go Eli.
This one, I hate to break everybody's hearts. I am going to be a homer. I am going Flacco for the reason being is because
I hope so.
I think he has everything and all the potentials of helping our team out. Our defense is looking pretty set. Our offense still needs a little help, but at the same time, he is a passer and
that
he's a
six?
short
Is
passer.
that
That's 6, yeah.
You guys kind of got me going on 6.
Well, hey.
What is the number to get
Do you
to
want to
for
try
Tim to
for
have to do
7, man?
something
At
really
Almanac?
crazy?
Well, Daddy just loves everybody, and you just got to love Daddy.
Just do me a favor. Don't try for number 7.
Tony's taking Flacco. Oh, it's so hard.
Just do it.
Oh, come on, man. You can't.
Jump in.
Are you
The
you're
water's
just killing
warm.
airtime?
So
Sorry, Daniel Jones is the quarterback for the
You know
Packers.
what?
Jones.
Okay,
You know what? Your new nickname is Hollywood, man. You are Hollywood now because you know what? That's what we do when we play poker. We're like, I'm just going to get some airtime. Really? Make up your damn
Todd
mind.
Gurley.
No way.
What?
Really?
Not even close.
Are you smoking crack?
Not even close.
Todd Gurley's playing every
Not
game
even
this year.
close.
Are you on his
Bull.
payroll?
Back kid.
Bull.
Not even close.
No.
Are you like signed by Adidas or something
I don't,
with him right there?
I don't want to jinx Joe Flacco. I want him to
You know
play
what?
every game.
Hey, Bama.
You do not. You even said like 4 weeks ago that Flacco was going to be out by week 5.
I did.
Oh, Chingao.
I'd like
Did
to
you
see
really
Bama.
see a shotgun?
No,
Come on, baby.
Not
You're-
because
you're-
he was hurt. I think he's going to get beat out by
You remember the
Jamal.
Homer Simpson?
Oh, my
Yes,
gosh.
thank you.
Homer
Yes.
Simpson's coming up, baby.
Yes. Where's
right,
a big
guys.
donut for you to eat right here?
Anybody got anything else on football? Or can we wrap this football segment up?
Yeah.
wrap
So
it up,
Hang
Box.
up, man.
So
we
you-
have to wrap it up, Box.
you've got
No,
Eli
Purple
Manning.
cheerleaders all the
Nobody's
way.
got
yo.
hurt
What do you
yet.
think,
Ah.
You've got Eli Manning, Eric Dungy, and Kyle Laletta, and then Alex Tanney. That's. I don't see that
That's a
happening.
whole
Eli's
lot.
gonna run
that's
all
a
year.
whole lot of who
They already
cares.
fired a
That's
coach
a
that
whole
benched
lot.
him last year.
And so for that reason only, you may.
You saying Eli?
You may take Eli. No, I'm not taking Eli. No, he's old. He's done. I don't see him making it past this
He
year.
is not done.
But
man.
is he gonna-
There
He is
no
done.
way. He had
Come
the
on.
best, one of the best percentage-wise
did.
years of
He
his
just-
life. The best last
Oh,
year.
okay. So why did they draft a freaking
Because the
quarterback?
Giants are stupid.
I
That's
don't
why.
see that, man.
And
No,
they took his
so-
career
all right,
starting positions out by him putting
All
in
right.
the other guy, and then they even still brought him
They,
back
they
in.
gave up on Eli
All right.
for whatever reasons.
On
I
that,
don't know
I'm
why.
out.
All right.
On that, I'm out.
I ain't even a Giants fan, but I don't
Wrap
like
it up, box. All right, guys, we'll be back in 2 minutes with a bunch more sports news.
Roll Tide.
Sports and tacos. Adios.
See you guys in 2 minutes. And we are at segment 2.
Oh, yeah, that's one, and another one, that's two.
All right, that was a quick 2 minutes for us, about 2 seconds for you all. We are back with Sports and Tacos. Mr. Spencer, take it away.
Welcome back to Sports and Tacos, everybody. Once again, the greatest sports show in all the land. We just got done with a pretty awesome NFL segment because the NFL, in regards to sports, is pretty awesome. We're moving on.
Go
A lot
Broncos.
of national headlines, a lot of baseball going on right now. A headline that I saw today that kind of drew my attention. It was kind of cool. I don't know how much we can speak on it, but the Cowboys actually topped the New York Yankees today as the most valuable sports franchise on planet Earth.
America's teams, huh?
What are you guys' thoughts? Or do you have a thought?
Well, my first thought
Is that
is
even a
that,
story?
that Tony likes to breathe hard into microphones.
What are you wearing?
My initial thought is it's not a surprise. I've been waiting for it to happen for a while.
More than the
No,
Yankees,
I
though. That's
feel
a
like, yeah, the Yankees, because there's
that's
no salary
amazing.
cap in baseball.
yeah.
Right.
They
but-
spend what they want to spend.
Right, but they've been slowing down for a while, so I'm not surprised.
Owners are not making money.
A little side note, I guess, just since you did mention the Cowboys and money, we have dancing Sean in the background. But no, I looked at this. Just real quick, back to football. Speaking of money, it was on Forbes today. Because the Cowboys are doing their training camp in California this year, as they always do in Oxnard, they make their players pay so much money in taxes just to go there and have a training camp.
Really?
Two numbers just off the top of my head that I saw on Forbes today. For the 12, 14 days they're in training camp, their top two players, Amari Cooper and the offensive lineman, I can't think of off the top of my
Yeah,
head
the
right
guy
now.
they got from the
They
Patriots.
are paying over $150,000 in taxes just to go to a 2-week training camp.
Wow.
That is messed up.
It is
man.
pretty amazing. That, I guess
That
the
is-
thing that I think about, and this kind of goes to a discussion we had a few weeks ago, the Yankees, the Yankees get to play 81 home games a year, where every game is basically a sellout.
Yeah.
The Cowboys get to play 8,
Yeah,
and yet the Cowboys
Yeah,
are somehow valued
That's a pretty big discrepancy in games
more
played right there.
than the New York Yankees. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Cowboys have won, I don't know, is it 5, 6, 7 Super Bowls? I mean,
Well, the Yankees average one every
The
4
Yankees
years
have
for
won,
100
like,
years.
Can they win a first
29
playoff
World
game? Can they
Series.
win a first playoff game?
And I will say this now, I mean, it ain't going to make up that much of a difference, but I'm sure Cowboys Stadium holds a hell of a lot more than Yankee Stadium does.
True, but it's 50. It's probably 50 compared to 90.
But
But
what you're saying, though,
81
yeah,
home games
81
compared
versus
to
8. That's
So
yeah.
basically, that obviously a lot of that is jersey sales.
True,
stuff like
right.
that.
You got to bring all that in. Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Are they going to bring in Chick-fil-A?
Not on Sundays.
Not on.
Not on
Yes,
Sundays.
I do say
So
that.
I don't know. To me, that was just kind of surprising that the Cowboys are valued.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I figured
More
Yankees would
than
be
the Yankees.
tops on all of them right
You got
there.
any
Yeah.
thought- you got any knowledgeable thoughts on this, Big Daddy?
Yeah, man. You got to give it to the Cowboys. They try every year, and now they got two big hitters, and they still have a lot of history behind them.
Yeah, I guess it's amazing to me.
You got to throw the dog the bone. Jones knows what he's doing. He's
Yes,
a good
he does.
businessman.
Yeah.
He's a good businessman. I gotta say, Jones.
Yeah, that's
you
pretty.
know, New York is New York, but one catch with New York. When's the last time they won a World Series?
This was a few years ago.
Not that long ago. I would say maybe like
Girardi-
5 years ago,
Girardi-
6 years ago,
Girardi
something
went
like
probably
that.
longer than that.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it ain't been that long.
Hey, Elvis, can you give me a shout out on?
Granted, it
when's
has
the
been more
last
than that
time,
because
the
we've
Yankees
had
won
what
the
the
World
Cubs
Series?
won, Red Sox have won a couple.
To me, it's just surprising because a lot of
No.
that is based on jersey sales, and you would think, I mean, the Yankees, you would think, like world.
Well, maybe that kind of goes
Why?
to what you were saying earlier about football being the main sport. If everybody's all about
I guess
football,
that's true.
so that's where the money goes.
Yep,
honestly.
that's where the money
Yeah.
goes. That's true. Okay. Well,
From
But I disagree. Baseball is
I
just as
do got
good.
to admit though, hey Bama, I do got to admit, from April all the way to September, that's a huge run for the decision of New York, and New York is based on what? The Yankees.
Yeah.
Right now, they're not even looking at the Jets. They're not looking at the.
They should be looking at
Giants.
the Jets,
They're not
actually.
They
looking
should
at
be,
Buffalo.
but-
You know what they're looking
Well, nobody
at?
looks at
They're
Buffalo.
looking at their own Yankees and the secondary, the sister team. Sorry, Frankie, the Mutts.
Okay, here's a trivia question for you. When was the last time the Yankees went to the World Series and won the championship?
2011.
I'm gonna have to go Subway Series.
I'll
my
go
friend.
09.
It was like
I'm
I think it was
going the
I'm not sure.
2011.
I'm
Series
just throwing
against
it
the
out.
Mets.
It was with
Just throwing it out, but it
Girardi.
seems, yeah.
Joe Girardi was the manager, like 5-6 years ago, maybe 8 years ago. I say 2011.
2011, Tony.
I'm going the Mutts. I'm
say
saying
year.
the Subway Series.
Say-
It's been a while.
What the hell year was that, dude? I don't know what the Mutts is. I know what the Mutts is for you, but
But you know,
M-U-T-Z,
the Mets
Mutts,
and the
Mutts.
Yankees for the Subway Series. Gosh, I don't know what year that is. I'm
That's
sorry
early
right
2000s, wasn't it?
now. It's early 2000s.
even
But
It
the
has been a
Yankees
little
did
longer
win
than I
it.
thought.
so
Yeah.
like 2001.
No, actually, I'm
All right,
going
so how off are we?
2000, maybe 2004, 2005.
Okay,
I
that was
said 09.
So
Okay.
you're saying 2004, 2005 for their last World Series.
Yes.
No.
You said 2011.
I know it's like 2011ish.
Okay, you said 2009.
I said 09, yes.
It was.
All right. Bama wins.
Yeah. Okay.
Nailed that. to the
09,
T.
baby. I knew it was a
And
little
who do
bit.
they play?
It's with
Knew it was
Gi-
a little bit.
It's with Girardi and A-Rod.
Actually, yes, because that was the year.
Yeah,
I'm
that's when
pretty
they
sure
finally-
I saw A-Rod do a
they
pinch hit here in
finally-
Colorado.
they
The only
finally
bat
got
ever I saw
A-Rod.
A-Rod play.
They finally got A-Rod a World Series. I remember that.
Did he get it? Did he
Yep.
get one that year?
Yep.
Yeah, he did.
Then there we go. 09,
Yep.
baby. There
All
we
right,
go.
moving
Right,
on. This is more baseball. Let's pretend that we are the owner or manager of a Major League Baseball team. We need one starting pitcher to put us over the top. Here are your options: Noah Syndergaard, Marcus Stroman, Madison Bumgarner, or Trevor Bauer. Who are you taking, Bama?
Right off the top of my head, man, honestly, I am going to go with experience in the playoffs. I'm going to go Bumgarner.
Bumgarner.
I'm going to go Bumgarner.
I'm
I
not
think
gonna lie. Like
I would love for my Atlanta Braves to make a deal to get him and their reliever, Will Smith, would be nice.
I mean, don't get. Yeah.
But honestly,
God.
Bumgarner has proven himself in
Dude,
the playoffs
he
year
is
in and
a
year out.
Playoff
Rough
stud.
year this year
Yeah.
after last
He's
year's
pitching good- he's
motorcycle
pitching good
accident. But
lately,
he's
though.
doing. I was just about to say
He
yes.
is
He is
pitching
doing
good.
very
Like
good lately.
Last
yes.
4 or 5 games,
Yeah.
he's back
I
to
would
Bumgarner
take
status.
Bumgarner all day long if I was a team trying to get a starter for the playoffs.
God, dude,
all
that's
day.
so hard.
Johnson can give him up though. They're in a playoff hunt.
Syndergaard, I mean Stroman and Bauer.
Stroman's my number 2. I like Stroman also.
God. I hate to say it, but I mean, I'd love to have Syndergaard. I'd love to have Bauer.
Oh,
I
I would
mean,
take
I
either
like
one.
Stroman also, but
Playoff
if you
experience,
need
man.
that one ace,
Playoff experience. Bumgarner.
I'm going Bumgarner. Big Daddy?
Hey, I like Syndergaard too. You know, screw the Mutts, but you know, at the same time, you got to
Amen
go.
to that.
That's
Yeah.
7.
Syndergaard, but-
7.
Number
same
7.
time.
8.
Number
At
7.
the same time, these guys are picking
9.
on
When
me.
we get
Number
to 10,
8.
you do
But-
not want to see what Tony does.
But at the same time,
10.
Number 9.
I gotta go Bumgarner because the reason being is because guess what? He throws the ball great, But you know what? You still want him at the plate because you know what? If it was a home run contest for him, he's in it because he's going to hit the home runs. He's going to make the points. He's going to make the scores.
He is a good
He's going to
old boy.
put points on the board for his team. Yes, Bumgarner.
Great point. In a playoff scenario, when you're going World Series, say American League, National League, I would love to have Bumgarner as my pitcher and batting in that game. That would be awesome.
It's crazy how good of a hitter that guy is.
He can win a game, which he has.
Isn't it kind of uncanny how like two of the best pitchers are also two of the best hitting pitchers?
Yeah, well, that's because they're good
They
at what
used
they
to
do.
be outfielders.
They strive for perfection.
Crazy.
They used to be outfielders.
Awesome. So we're unanimous. Bumgarner. Another.
We're
Come to
going
Atlanta.
bumming.
Some more.
We're bumming out.
Some more news I saw today. It kind of interesting. Tim Duncan has decided to join Greg Popovich.
Yeah, good job,
as
Tim
the
Duncan. Yes.
Assistant coach with the Spurs.
Good job, Tim Duncan.
I think that's pretty cool.
I do too. I like that, man.
Makes sense. I don't know, like.
Hey, Bama, didn't he play for? Never mind. I'm just gonna shut up now.
Answer is no, Jimmy.
Tim Duncan, yeah. So
I don't know. Maybe it
The
is yes.
answer is yes.
maybe
I don't
that's
know.
maybe that's Popovich's answer to trading away Kawhi Leonard.
What? I mean, hell,
No,
Duncan
I'm
was,
just
no.
saying-
no. But I mean, Duncan was kind of like a
He
coach
feels
on the
bad.
floor from the get-go. So
So
why
That's
not?
true. That's
Why
a good
not?
point.
Why not have a guy like that? That obviously wanted kind of like.
No, I could totally see him being. That's actually kind of cool because like Tim Duncan, how many superstars actually in this day and age, after the money that they make, care enough to go on?
Want to go
coaching?
through all the crap that a coach has to go
Yeah.
through? Probably. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of the old school guys.
Well,
but
no,
back
yeah,
then
yeah,
they
of
weren't
course,
making
yeah.
any money back in the
Well,
ABA.
no, right now you're looking for another
So, like,
paycheck.
the
Duncan's securing his
Well,
career.
okay.
His life.
If
Yeah.
you looked
But-
at
but
his
the
career,
question is
have
that
you
the
ever saw him as a player's coach? Yes.
Always.
All the time.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
showed all the rookies, all the puppies, everybody,
And they
and
were
all
a
his teammates
system.
how to be
What was it,
working
5
together as a
championships?
player.
Yep.
And they won with a system.
Yep.
You know what
And
I'm
Duncan
saying?
knows that
Deep-
system.
Yeah.
Then that's right there. Yeah. Hey, that's Popovich's
Agreed.
successor. He's grooming right
Yeah.
there.
So, I think that's a cool thing that
I
Tim
do too.
Duncan,
I
'cause
like
you know
that,
he
man,
doesn't
yeah.
need to.
No,
Dunkin'
he loves the
Donuts,
game, man.
baby.
He loves
Dunkin'
the game.
Donuts.
Love it right there.
So
Good
I can
job,
see
Tim
that
Duncan.
definitely being an improvement for the Spurs.
Yes, if they needed an improvement. That's a pretty badass team.
Another
Right.
another little bit of news. We kind of touched on this earlier. The Giants say they are not going to hold an open quarterback competition in training camp.
Good job, Giants.
So basically,
Wow.
they're just saying it's Eli's
It's
job.
Eli's job.
They're not even going to give Daniel Jones a shot. I'm calling.
I get it.
Shit.
I get it.
I'm calling BS on that.
No,
Ain't
I'm
no
not.
damn way.
No, I get it.
I agree with Shotgun on this
Do
one.
you really want to screw up? Both of y'all really want to screw up Saquon Barkley in this team this year by putting that rookie
No
man in
offense.
I
here?
Look
think
what
they
happened
wanna
last
win.
season when they pulled him out.
Why would
where
you
he
not-
had these multiple starts,
saying
and they pulled him out,
if the
and they
rookie-
took away the history of the New York starter for history.
Do you know what rookie quarterbacks do in this league?
No, I know. I'm just saying.
You just gotta throw the season
If
away.
he
right
comes
there.
out there in training camp, has a laser
They've got
rocket
the
arm.
best running back in league right
Who
now.
was the last rookie quarterback to start and take it to the postseason?
Lamar Jackson.
And how
No,
did he
didn't-
do?
He didn't start.
Well, he got his ass kicked.
From,
in the-
from-
Exactly.
Start- you're
Yeah.
talking week 1.
Week one.
Play the
Oh
whole
no, he
season.
didn't play a whole week. Now he didn't
All
play the whole
right.
season. No,
All right.
he came in halfway through.
I'm just saying.
Has anybody
It's
ever done
Eli's.
Yes,
it's
that
Eli's.
is correct.
Hey.
It was Eddie 3.
It's Eli's team, man.
It is
Not
Eli's.
this way.
It's Eli's
Eddie
brick.
3.
Who's
It's
Eddie
Eli's brick to set down. That's all I'm gonna say.
Eli had a great year last year, considering the crap team he played with. Why would you not
Well,
want to give
I'm
this
more
man a
interested
chance?
I was
in your
just
question.
disappointed
Has
why they
any-
benched him.
Has any quarterback started his entire rookie season and went to the playoffs?
Yes, that was Eddie 3.
No one knows
Redskins.
who Eddie 3 is.
RG3.
RG3.
I was gonna say maybe
Oh my
golf.
God.
They
Did he
didn't
start
make
Eddie
the
three?
playoffs.
You're
Yes.
right. You might be
That
right.
was the last
He
one
might
that
be
ever
right.
did it.
Yeah.
Nick Foles, no, because guess why? Nick Foles started at
No,
the end
he
of
was-
the
he
six
wasn't
and won a Super Bowl.
that he wasn't even close to a rookie though. He had gone through a bunch of. Wow, that's
Yeah.
pretty interesting. Look, can you? Hey,
Dan
Stat
Marino.
Boy, could you look that up? I don't know how you would type it in, but just rookie QB, start all games, make playoffs. I don't know.
Hell,
Okay.
Maybe Joe Flacco.
And I want to give some. I want to give
Or if
some.
you
I'm
want to
just
go
serious.
Super Bowl, it was Dan
No, I
Marino.
don't-
I did throw Dan out a while
No,
ago.
It was Dan Marino.
Not in his rookie season.
No, that was
He
his
was
second
83.
year.
That was
his-
84.
Yeah, that was
That
his
was-
second
his
year.
second
That was
season.
83
his-
boys, 83, 84.
No.
It was 80. Yeah, it was 84. They lost to the
it was against
Niners.
San Francisco
But that
49ers.
wasn't. I don't think that was his rookie year.
That
Yeah,
was
that
not
was.
his rookie year. I don't believe it was.
83
I
was
don't.
his
No,
rookie
I
year.
could be
that
totally
way.
It was
wrong.
83, 84. It
No, you
was the
can't
rookie
go-
against Mark Duper and
Dude,
Clayton.
Tony might be right on.
Oh, I'm right about this. I know
You
this.
might
Was it his
actually be.
rookie
'Cause I did throw out
season?
Marino a while ago.
Marino was the last rookie that went to the Super Bowl, but he's never been back.
I know he started and put up. He was the only quarterback ever that.
Oh my God. Okay, you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Bring it
You're
out.
not. You're not gonna believe it.
Gus Farrat. No,
The last rookie to win a playoff game versus a non-rookie quarterback, Mark Sanchez.
Dirty
Dirty
Sanchez.
Sanchez.
No
Jets.
kidding,
Dirty
man.
Sanchez?
The New York Jets.
Wow,
It-
Mr.
Butt fumble
Fumble.
himself.
In
You took the
2009.
words out
Yes,
of my
sir.
mouth, Spencer.
Wow.
I can't believe that,
Butt
man.
fumble.
That's
Hey, they had
crazy.
some hell of a teams, but
Baby
the Jets
got
back
that.
there,
Defense
man.
was good back
Yeah,
there with
they
the footy.
did. Yeah, with the Allen,
Now,
freaking
now
Darrell
here's
Reeves
an
and those
interesting
guys.
stat. Joe Flacco is one of the only rookies since the 1970 merger to win multiple playoff games in their first season.
Yeah.
Wow.
I caught up with boy Flacco as a rookie going in there.
Damn.
He didn't go to the Super Bowl, but yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
All right,
two names I would have never put
No,
in,
Oh, I knew about
in
Flacco.
that
I
discussion.
know,
Sanchez,
but
I wouldn't have known
I
about.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I wouldn't put either one of those in that discussion.
Oh,
at all.
Flacco went to the playoffs his first
I-
like 6-7 straight years in the league.
All right.
Well, I don't disagree with that, but it's funny. You guys were talking about Dan Marino.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Everybody else, and not either one of those. Those two didn't even come close to talking about.
I said Flacco, damn it.
No, you
No, he
did
did.
not.
No, he did. If you go
I
check,
did.
he did say Flacco.
I did.
All
All
right,
right.
all right. You know what?
Check-
for the
check the tape.
Broncos.
Had you said that was Tony, I would not believe you. Now, because it's Bama,
I love you, Jimmy.
I'm gonna take
Elvis.
that.
Let's
It ain't nothing but a
Let's.
heartache.
I'm going to change directions for 1 second. I just want to give some props to David Redmond for calling Shane Lowry's victory
Oh,
at the British
touche,
Open.
that's right,
He
yes,
sat down here, said
He did
it
call it.
is his home course,
He did call it,
and he's going to win. And
That was
Shane
a hell of
Lowry.
a call.
And
Yeah.
you know, it's the
and he
greatest
won
thing
it by
about
That was a
6
hell of a call.
strokes.
This-
Yeah,
Six
he
strokes.
didn't just win.
This-
He crushed.
He
was
crushed.
plus
First time in history,
plus
gentlemen.
one on Sunday and still
They had
crushed.
chances to catch
Minus
him, and he
15
said no.
going
He
in
said no. I'm
on the
closing
18th,
right now.
where Fleetwood had minus 9. Dude, guys, you gotta give a cheer on that
It was
one.
limbo for a few holes.
You
and he
you
showed
gotta
out.
give a
Yeah,
cheer
yeah.
on that
We
one.
already did, man.
And it was
We
just
already did.
wins and colds. But you know what? He did it. And congratulations to him and his
Yeah,
family.
damn straight, man. Yeah, how could
Absolutely.
you not enjoy winning a?
on your
British
home turf.
Open.
On your home turf.
I mean, yes, and
Yeah.
he's Ireland, not Northern Ireland, but it's the same continent, or same body of
Same
land
country.
right there.
Same
Not
island.
continent, yeah, same island. Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
So yeah, no, he's all they're all Irish. So give him props on that.
Hey,
I
you know,
definitely give him
I-
props.
Yeah, I was.
Where's me gold?
I'm just giving
Yeah.
props to Redmond because he called it.
And that's
I
a
don't
hell
know
of a
anything
call.
about
Yeah.
golf, but
Here's
Oh,
the
golf's
thing,
awesome,
though.
man. And-
Here's
and,
the thing. He wouldn't have put money on it, though. He said that, and that's my only disappointment.
yeah, no,
in
I
his
asked
call.
him, but still, that was a nice call by David.
It was a great call.
so.
I'll hit it to the left.
Excellent
All right.
tournament.
Goes right.
I
All right.
stayed up every night for like 10 hours a night, starting about 11:30
Watching it.
Mountain Time, watching it up until I passed out like 5, 6 in the morning.
Dude, that was me and
Little bit.
WSOP.
Freaking
I-
awesome tournament, man.
Let's move on.
And I didn't. You know why I didn't? Because
I was gonna talk
golf.
shit about Roy for a second, but okay, let's go.
Oh, because you don't play golf. That's why you didn't.
Because golf's not a sport.
Shut
I
up.
like golf.
Shut up. You know what? Next week, we
Golf
are talking this. We
It's
are
not
talking
a
this.
No, we're doing it this week, right now.
Right now?
We got time? You want to do it?
I'm telling you, it's skill. There is a bunch of freaking ability there. I'm telling you, it's a sport. It's like bowling.
But you can drink and smoke a cigarette while playing it.
I can drink and smoke a cigarette. Well,
So
was
it's not
not
I
a
call it a
sport.
sport.
I can drink and
It's a
smoke
game.
a cigarette while I bowl.
Bama, is golf a sport or a game?
Golf is definitely a sport.
TMP?
I concur. I agree with Bama.
Okay,
Shotgun.
okay.
3-1. Shut ass.
Poker. Is poker a sport or a game?
It's a sport.
It's a game.
That's a game
How do you call it a game?
because it requires no physical ability.
Talking
only
to the mic, my
knowledge
friend.
Only no physical ability, only knowledge and skill. That's why I say no. That's why I say that's a game, not a sport.
But a
yeah.
golfer, John Daly, 350-pound dude, smoking cigarettes, drinking beer, not an athlete.
What a
But
jo-
you're calling it. You're calling it a sport.
You walk around a course 18 holes 4 times in a row.
Walking
And you
is a
hit it
sport.
straight every
Hey,
time.
Bama.
And
Like
like
he
swing
does.
100 times more than that.
I want to see
Bama.
you do that,
What
and
a-
I'll be happy to give you money.
What was Yogi Berra's best saying ever?
Ain't over till it's over.
90% of the game
Oh.
is something. 50%.
90%
What?
of the game is
50% of the game
50%
is
skill or
90%.
something. Yeah, I know
Whatever.
what you're
Yeah.
saying. Yeah,
You
yeah,
get my
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
It's. I'm saying it's a sport.
Okay. Poker. You saying poker's a sport?
I would say it is.
Okay. Tour de France. I say not a sport.
Absolutely.
Definitely a sport.
Absolutely.
There's,
a sport.
Definitely a
to
sport.
me, that's the opposite spectrum, where it's all athleticism. You don't need any skill.
Are you
to
kidding
ride a
me?
10
What?
Have you watched a Tour de France
Have
race?
you ever
any
ridden
bike
a-
race
Yeah, but
ever?
what
Have you ridden a
skill do you
10
need?
Have you
What
ridden a
special
10-speed?
skill?
Do you
Have you
know
ridden
what
a-
these-
Gentlemen, I got this
Hold
one.
on.
Have
hold
you
on.
ever
What?
rode a bike for 3 days straight?
Why is that a
No,
skill?
hold that right there. Have you ever ridden a bike down I-70 at 70 miles an hour? That's a skill.
See as a skill?
You're on less than
these guys
you're
have
on
like
less than
6
a
people on
quarter
their
inch
team.
pad.
Everybody has
can ride a
job.
10-speed.
No, not anybody can ride a 10-speed.
There's 8-year-olds riding 10 speeds
You know
right
what?
now.
You don't
My
think it-
grandma can ride
You
a 10
are
speed.
stupid.
You don't think it's a sport? You go out. I want to see you on the next event.
It's not only physical; it's
that's
mental
what I
and
seriously.
strategy.
I want to see you on the next event.
They're just athletes. I just don't think.
Tour
You
de
see
France.
me riding a bike down I-70. I look like Frogger getting ready to get hit. You know it, and I love it. But at the same time,
There's number 9.
Do you not know how much
That's
skill
12, I
and
think. I think that's
strategy is
number
involved
12.
I
in a
don't know.
bike race?
I
will
don't know
count
what
them
these
up
numbers
later.
are, gentlemen.
We're
Quit
counting
saying
here at
that
the same
saying.
time. Every time you say at the same time, we're counting it.
But at
At the same time.
But at the same time.
Okay, billiards. Sport
no,
or game?
No,
Game.
it's a game.
Sport.
It's a game.
Darts.
And you
Game.
know what? I'm gonna take my poker back to it's a game. It's a game of skill,
It is,
much
definitely.
like billiards, but,
Well, yeah, but
it's a game.
There's no
It's a
physical
game.
ability to make it happen. That's
Right.
why I don't think it's a sport.
Well, there's skill.
well, no,
but
skill and
there's
strategy is a big part, but there is no physical ability. That's why I say those aren't sports.
right.
Cornhole.
That's
a game.
That's a game. Just because
Game.
it's a fun game. That's a
You-
drunkard's
you- you-
game.
I think you need to be just as athletic to play cornhole as you do golf.
No.
That's a
you
negative.
are
That no,
Just-
no.
You are a funny
You're
person.
standing throwing beanbags
You are a
1,000
funny
times a
person.
day.
Let me tell you what.
And-
you try to swing a stick.
yeah. How was that compared to golf?
Okay, if you could knock a hole in one over 18 holes, that'd be 18 swings, right? No, it takes you 72 is the average, or they call that the par. That, much like, what did we watch 2 weeks ago on TV? They call that the big bombing,
The home
swinging
run
bats.
derby.
Hello, is that a
You know
skill,
how
or is
tired
that
they
a
were?
game, or is that a hello?
Yeah, no.
I'm telling
that's
you.
a sport.
Golf is a
Oh,
sport.
way to eat those
Yeah, so
words.
golf-
yeah.
golf-
Way to eat those words there, Spence.
I just, but
Come
still,
on, shotgun.
That-
Swallow
no
it, baby.
baseball player
Give
has
it to
ever
me,
been
baby.
on the field playing the game. We're not including the dugout, smoking a cigarette, drinking a beer, playing their sport.
You know what?
Ever, never.
Yes, they
That
have.
has never
Yeah.
happened in the
Look
MLB
at
on
the-
the field,
Spencer.
not including the dugout.
Whoa.
Look at the damn NFL back in the 70s
On-
and everything else.
on the field.
On the sidelines. Oh,
I
just
just
sacked the
said,
quarterback.
not the dugout, not the sidelines.
Okay.
then-
As any NFL, Major League, basketball, hockey player,
Okay.
you cannot drink a beer
I'm gonna-
and smoke a cigarette.
I'm going to take you
playing
up
your
on,
sport.
I'm going to take you up on that then. Golf, you cannot do the same thing.
yeah, you can.
Yeah,
I've seen
John
John
Daly
do
does it all the time.
seen John Daly
He's
do
a
it.
350-pound fat pig.
He's
But
hanging
you're
on
still
to a
dumb
not
by
an
your
athlete.
description.
Hold on.
He's not an athlete.
Hang on. He's hanging on to a
It's
beer.
skill.
Hang on. He's
like
hanging.
darts.
Stop.
Sorry.
Thank you. He's hanging on to a beer while he's swinging that club.
That's a hell of an athlete.
That's my
And he's got
point.
the cigarette in his mouth.
Right.
He's hitting the one in the middle.
It's a sport.
That's all I'm saying.
It's a sport.
And this debate can go on and on and on. That's
absolutely.
why I love
Absolutely.
this subject.
He
Okay.
drinks Diet
All right.
No, I gotta ask you.
Here's one that I absolutely.
baseball.
Here's
What does
one that
Spencer think is baseball? Sport or game?
No, baseball's a sport.
Okay, you're gonna give that
Well,
one.
Yeah,
Okay.
oh, for sure. Baseball's a sport.
and
I'm
yet
just saying. And
you
there's
can
been
sit in the
examples
dugout
of guys drinking
and-
beers and smoking cigarettes in the
course.
dugout, but
Yeah.
not in left field, not while they're at bat, not while they're pitching. That's my point.
Do you not think they would if they could?
Yeah, they would probably.
So all right.
All right.
they would.
All right. How about
Especially
soccer?
John Kruk.
Just note about a first base. I got it.
How about soccer and
Sitting there
basketball?
smoking a stogie.
Soccer and basketball.
Soccer and basketball, absolutely sports.
Both sports.
How are
Absolutely.
they? How, really?
There's like this weird line of athleticism and skill. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Where
I
So-
gotta give a
so-
shout out
so-
to the Oscar winners for
So
soccer.
golf and right, I give you that. Golf and golf and bowling. You're saying
So
are
is
really
bowl
not a
kick-
sport?
bowling? That's the greatest example. Is it a sport?
Okay,
Or is it a
curve
skill?
ball. Curve a ball.
I say
Curve a
sport.
ball.
I kind of think
I say
sport
curve
too.
a ball.
Even though you can drink and smoke a cigarette, you can't do it while you're rolling the ball.
Is that your
Your
criteria?
cigarette-
Oh, no, that's not
If
true.
you
Your
can't
cigarette's
drink or
gotta be-
smoke while
Kind
you're
of.
That
actually
is not true.
playing the
That's not
sport,
true.
For
you
me,
can't
it
do
kind
it.
of is.
But
Technically,
you don't do none of the above.
Because freaking
I
like
do
I don't know
all of
any
the
other,
above.
way to solve
Just
this.
because somebody has a
just-
vice
I get
and
it,
they
but-
need to have what they need
Okay,
and
this
just can't do it right
again,
then
this
does
is
not make it wrong.
This is an endless debate that will never be solved.
actually, I like these debates.
But
These are fun.
that's the only common denominator that I've come up with to separate the two.
is that it's a vice.
No,
But you
just
don't touch it.
if you can smoke and drink while doing it, it's not necessarily a sport.
I would say that you could smoke and drink while you're bowling because literally it takes one hand if you do it
I
right.
suppose you could have a stogie.
Well, but no, but any of those
You couldn't
sports
have
you
a-
could do that with. It's
I don't
just the
think you
rules say no. That's
Right.
how that goes.
Right, right. And
Uh,
actually,
you can't dance
and
to the
actually,
lane
in
for
the-
the reason
in
that
the-
you can't dance to the other.
in the national championships of bowling 7 years ago, something like that, you were not allowed to drink and you were not allowed to smoke in the bowling alley, and that was in Reno, I think.
it sounds like really
Now that's
boring
messed up.
That
bowling.
has changed.
That has changed.
That's
my
changed.
point.
I already know
That
that.
that should, yes,
Do
that
you,
should change.
I'm gonna throw myself under the bus. Do you know why I know that's changed? Because we had to bowl at 7 a.m. on Tuesday morning, and by 11 o'clock, I literally was slurring my words.
That's funny.
And you probably finished
And I
15th
bet-
in state like last year,
Yeah,
huh?
and I bet you hit the one in the middle.
All right, guys.
Oh
this-
my gosh!
this
I
de-
bet. Ah, there's Elvis.
We will continue
there
this
she
debate
goes.
forever.
Sports.
We're gonna get
Sport.
on to a
Sport.
segment we haven't done in a while because we got TMP with us. This is one of the greatest segments on Sports and Tacos. This is TMP pronounces players' names. Let's do it.
And I cheated.
Number
I saw
one.
a couple of names. I wanted to try and guess,
All right,
but I can't.
TMP number 1.
Number one. What's
Go
that
ahead,
name?
read it.
All right. Unfortunately, I did not know about this coming up.
No, we didn't want you to.
That's the best way.
You were not supposed to know about it.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm
The
turning
first-
up. I'm turning up the mic just for this
The first word up.
word. It's a name.
It's a name
Oh.
of a football player.
This is the spelling bee,
I
folks.
think he's a football player.
The scroll spelling bee.
I feel like in elementary school right now, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Oh,
Johnny
you're
P.
breaking a sweat
Is
already.
Maheki Campitio.
That might not be super far.
He's
There's no
actually
P
pretty
in there.
close.
Try again. There's
No,
P.
Mayakiti.
There's no P in the last name.
Campillo.
Okay, moving on. What's name number 2?
What the hell was that?
I have no idea.
I drafted him. Jeff Samardzija.
I know who that is. Okay.
Samardzija.
Hey, good
There
job.
you go.
Tom.
Samardzija.
Nice one.
Jeff Samardzija is the proper enunciation.
It took him 2 times to get it.
He did well with that one.
He,
That was
he
good.
did.
Good job.
I'll
Yes.
give him that.
All right, the next one I have to say, ladies and gentlemen.
Do, 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 He's doing the same.
Kiss my butt.
No.
All right.
What
it's
team does he play for?
Jared
No. Well.
Samoltria. Cha.
That's very close.
Jared Salta
Mochia.
Machia.
Makia.
Jared Salta Machia.
I told you guys.
You had it right.
You
That's
missed
like
one.
that.
What's
you know.
that one right there?
That's Israel.
Yeah. What's the last name?
Yeah, I couldn't pronounce half of these. I think.
Aria Brieria. Anna.
Yep, that's it. You got it.
Ariata.
What's this one right here? You only got a few more. Chris, last name is?
Wait, you didn't think I was going to know what Chris means?
Yeah, I'm giving you the name Chris. If you can't pronounce that, you're off the show. I'm just kidding.
Is that with a K or a
Chris,
C?
And then?
Oh, this one's good. Chris Famitrio Emothiala.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one.
Give it a
that one.
no. Give it a
I'm not
second
sure on that
attempt
one.
because you're not even close.
Not
Chris?
even remotely.
Really? I thought it was good.
Tony, it says
No.
Johnson. No, I'm just
Chris?
kidding.
For Mubby. Prometheus. Hey. That's what I call it.
Did Spencer
full-
write that in English?
Full.
It's a real name, bro.
Dude, did you write this in
Yeah, I
English?
said
Let me see that.
is-
Dude, that last name is like as long as a
How many
freaking-
vowels are in that last name?
Dude, there's a lot.
Oh, full Matu Matapawa.
exactly.
Oh, come on, that's easy.
Yes, duh.
Dude, you can say it. I can't.
Mafala. He's
I
a
said that.
No, you weren't even in the ballpark. Next name. First name is Jed. Last name is
His name's Jed.
and the last name is and then
Gyrocopo.
It's not Clamp It.
Jerko.
I need
Jed Jerko.
Jethro.
Jed
Where's-
Jerko.
I thought we
Next
can't.
name.
Dude,
Next name.
this is PG-13, dude.
Next
we can't
name.
do that shit.
Next name. Next name. First name. I'm going to give you the first name. First name is Mike. Second name, I'm going to tell you, he's a really popular NCAA basketball coach.
Kazraki.
Oh, I know who that is. Come on.
This is Mike Kazraki.
Mike Kazraki.
Aha.
Hey, everybody.
I love you, America.
Mike Kazraki is the new coach of the Duke basketball team.
Son,
just so
how
you
did
know.
you like getting coached by
Mike
Chris
Krasaki.
Rocky?
Mike Krasaki. Just breaking news on Sports and Tacos. Duke got a new head coach.
They changed their floor.
Mike
It's called
Krasaki.
Krasaki floor.
It's Mike Krzyzewski.
All I'm thinking of is a stupid
Mike
movie.
Krzyzewski. Mike Krzyzewski?
Shishevsky
Mike
is
Krzyzewski.
indeed correct.
So I don't have to say any more
No,
words.
you
Oh, no,
don't.
I got
You
one
got
more.
one more.
Okay, I got the
This
Mets.
is your boy.
No, I mean the
it's
Mutts.
The Braves.
The
no,
Mutts.
No, right here. Mike, that name right there.
Florinsky.
No, that's not even close. You got the F right.
Folterinsky.
Hey, I just call him Folty for short. That's what I do.
Mike Folty, that you're not noti. Sinsky.
One more, last try. You get your last try. Mike.
Son of a
How do you
bitches.
pronounce it? You
All right.
I've got
Mike
Mike
Folterinsky.
Mike Foltynewicz.
I'm freaking helping here, people.
Mike
Help me, help you.
And
Mike
Tony, in your defense, it took me like 2 months to learn that.
Foltynewicz.
I will say that.
The next
yes.
word is
Frankie D. Because
The
it's time
Mutts.
for Deagle. Yes.
the Mutts.
Get over here
All right,
for
I
a
mean
minute.
The Mets.
All right. We're
the
gonna-
Mutts. The Mutts.
We are going to roll this out of here, people.
All right,
oh, my
people.
God. That was
That
too fun.
has been another segment of the greatest sports show on earth, Sports and Tacos. Adios till next week.